Today we did an hour and a half of ballet and tap. To start with, we did ballet. Today we learned a lot about turns in ballet. And to start with, we did pirouettes. In pirouettes, I felt that the one thing I really need to do is spot. Because what I find is that I don't spot and I get really dizzy. And spotting is when you look at something on the wall you're gonna stay to, and you're gonna keep looking at it, and you're gonna turn really quickly around, but you're gonna still look at that spot. And by doing that, when you're doing the turns, it helps you not get dizzy, because that's what a lot of dancers struggle with sometimes, is if you don't spot, you're gonna get really dizzy and it's gonna push you out of the line for the show. So that's one thing I really need to start learning, is spotting. And I feel like when I get home, probably maybe 10 minutes a day or every other day, I'm gonna find somewhere in the wall or something while I'm waiting for a cup of tea, and I'm going to keep learning to spot. And by doing that, it will naturally become a habit for me, so then I'll be able to do it when I'm doing pirouettes in ballet, because that's one thing I find that I really struggle with. Another thing I realise is I need to point my feet, and I need to remember to keep my knee pulled back, and to have good posture and not slouch, because I realise I also slouch when I do the pirouettes, and that's also going to knock me out of balance, knock me out of line, and it's not going to look very nice either. So I need to make sure that I have good posture, I keep my feet pointed, I keep my knee pulled back, and remember to spot. That's one thing I really need to learn when doing pirouettes. Another turn we learned to do today was pose turns. And before we learned to do the proper turn, we broke it down. So we go on one foot, we balance on one foot, then go down, and then do it again, balance on one foot, and that will help strengthen our balance in our feet. And when we were doing that, I felt that I was kept wobbling around, so I also needed to focus on one thing, stay into the position, like really focus on something on the wall, and then go down. And then when we did it in the turns, I actually found that when we put the turns in, instead of just balancing one foot, it made it a lot easier for me. And I felt like I could just go for miles, and I felt that I knew this turn quite well, and it just made it a lot easier, and it helped me even spot more, because I was learning to spot in this, and spotting made it easier for me as well. So it felt a lot easier, and I felt that my posture was good, I was strengthened back, I pointed my toes, and I felt very good. But the only problem with me with this, I found that felt quite difficult, is also I did lose balance towards the end, because I didn't know how to stop myself, because I kept going, I was spinning, and then towards the end I just couldn't stop myself and do a nice end position. So that's what I need to work on. I need to work on being able to stop myself after doing a turn, because that's one thing I do struggle with quite a lot. Another thing we did is we did tap. And so in tap we went over what I've spoken about previously, is we went over the pickups on 2 feet, and I was saying before that I found it quite good, and I still find it really good. I feel like I've managed to strengthen it a bit, and I feel like I'm more so much more confident with it. Because before I could get it like 1 in 10 tries, but now I feel like I can get it quite often. Like if you ask me to do it, I feel like I'd be able to do it, and that's just a really good skill to have, and a good trick to show off as well, because some people can't really do it as much. Another thing is when we were doing the warm-ups with tap, we have to do a ball change in there, and I can sometimes do ball changes, but in this part I found it really hard to do a ball change, because I was doing the wrong foot, or I was going the wrong direction. And one thing I learned that is with tap, the most important thing, especially if you're doing it with everyone, the sounds need to be clear. But when everyone's doing it, they're all doing it correctly, and then I do the wrong foot, that can really off-put the whole entire piece. So you need to make sure you're doing it correctly. And so that's one thing I've struggled with. I felt like I was off-putting the whole entire piece because I was doing the wrong foot at the wrong time, and I really couldn't do it. So the way I'm going to improve this is that when I go home, I'm going to get one of my friends to show me how to do one, someone who's confident with it, record the video of it, and then when I'm home I'll be practicing it each day, maybe like when I'm waiting for food or something in the kitchen. I'll be practicing it with my foot, like, so I get the hang of it, so then when I come to tap in the future I'll be able to have it, and I'll be able to have it under my belt, because it's really important to have, because one of those things is you need to walk you need to learn to walk before you can run. And this is very crucial in tap because it's in so many sequences. And if you don't know this, you don't know how to do a ball change, then you don't really know how, you can't really do much other things because that ball changes are in most of these tap sequences. But overall, I felt that it was a really good class. I felt like I have improved a lot more with my tap. I always used to really struggle with it because I'm not very good with hearing the sounds. So I felt more confident with it. I do need to help more and learn more about my sounds, about like hearing the beat and hearing the rhythm, because I do go off the rhythm a lot more. That's one thing I found about me. So I'll be like, I need to like learn more about the rhythm and the beat, and probably go back and look at the notes I took last term when we did tap, and how I could be took notes about the beats, and I'll go back and learn about the beats and the rhythms we did, and hopefully that'll help me more. And yeah, so yeah, it was a good class.